Rivalry of the decade in Kenyan women's basketball comes to a head at the semi-final stage of this season's Kenyan National Basketball League playoffs. The Equity Hawks host dynasty team Kenya Ports Authority from Mombasa in Game 1 of the 5-game series right here in Nyayo National Stadium, Nairobi's home of Kenyan basketball. We welcome you to this Saturday night thriller alongside Cletus Masingu. I'm Silale Shani, and Equity Hawks finished the regular season with a 17-5 record in third place. The last time they did that, they had just entered into the league, so a bit more losses than they expected in the regular season, and that is why these two gargantuan teams are facing each other at the semifinal stage, but many would have expected them to face each other in the final stage. As for KPA, they finished the regular season record with a 20-2 win-loss. They lost to Equity and then to ZTech in the second leg. Does KPA have what it takes to get over this Equity Hawks mountain, Cletus?
I think they do. I think they do. And if you go by, you remember the second leg when they played here at this same venue. Equity were the better team for much of the game. KPA had their ups and downs during the game. And then it took quite a moment of brilliance when Equity just took it away from them. Ended the game by half a point, and it was quite a joyous occasion for them because beating a team like Kenya Ports Authority is not that easy as it looks like, because you look at their lineups and you know that they have quite a fantastic team.
Well, this is a marquee matchup in Kenyan basketball. These top two teams right here. Kenyan women's basketball started out as a two-horse race a couple of years ago, and now it's become a three-horse race with ZTech entering the group chat with a big bang, taking down big teams like KPA, taking down big teams like Equity Hawks, and that's why we have this kind of a matchup right here.
Yeah, they crashed the party as well. We can say ZTech crashed the party. But you know something interesting about both these teams? You'll notice that yesterday when we were doing the ZTech game, we kept talking about the impact that Coach Morris Obi has had in women's basketball in Kenya. And when we talk about these two teams, you'll find that some of the players that play for both the teams have played for him at one stage. One stage or another, they've played some of their best basketball under him, and now they are in different teams performing even better to different levels.
Well, I do want to talk about KPA's personnel before we get this game started. And as we switch quickly to Equity Hawks, we can start with them as well. Melissa Akinyi, definitely one of the players to keep a very close eye on this game. Equity Hawks have her as a secondary ball handler, but also a very key player on the offensive front. Once she gets started from beyond the arc, it becomes very tough to slow her down. On top of that, her speed is impressive. You know, she used to be a sprinter in high school. She was actually a sprinter, and then now the basketball bug bit her, and she got into the sports. So
I'm impressed because I'm definitely sure that you are the only one who could have known that.
Yeah. And then now you have Natalie Akinyi up on your screens and the KPA squad. A key player to watch for KPA is Ivorian national Alima, and we saw her earlier on with the light-colored dreads taking shots. She was actually in Côte d'Ivoire for the AfroBasket tryouts. We saw the women's AfroBasket wrap-up not too long ago, and she was there to try out for the national team. Unfortunately, she didn't make it, but just the mere fact that she was called up to play for the national team of Côte d'Ivoire speaks a lot to her level of talent.
Yeah, it's true. And when you see countries doing something like that, you wish sometimes it happens again here in this country. Like you remember a few years ago, maybe a year ago, when Betty Kanan was the MVP of the league and then didn't get called up. Raised quite a number of problems everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. Oh, now the league MVP, how does she miss on the team sheet, you know? And she's one of those players who played for Equity Hawks. She's a very good player as well, and she rises to the occasions quite a number of times.
I think good is the understatement of the year, Cletus. Betty Kananu, we've talked about players who can take down Michelle Sukuju. I wouldn't say Betty Kananu is that player that can take her down, but when we're talking about the greatest female basketball players in the country right now, Betty Kananu is top of that list.
I would very much agree with that because I've seen her do impossible things on impossible stages and even in tournaments being hosted around the country. You see Betty Kananu, she's just seated there, relaxed, and then suddenly, wow, 20 points game.
She's a fantastic two-way player. Other players that you should keep an eye on, we've talked about Melissa Akinyi, and then we have a recent addition to the Hawks lineup in Agnes Kambua.
Yeah, Kambua.
Agneta
Wambua. I've known her from the FEBA Academy. She was fantastic when she was growing up. Played with the likes of Caroline Jerry. Played with the likes of Kiobe. Kiobe is in the other team sheet, but they played together. So they grew up together. They were playing for Zetec at one stage, and they were a fantastic team, to be honest. She's got class. Sometimes when it's just about to click, you realize that she's going to take it away from you.
And now taking a look at the KPA team lineup, just to add to that list of players to keep a close eye on, Grace Iroegbu. She has been a semi-recent addition to the KPA team lineup over the last couple of seasons and has been such a valuable addition to their front court. Extremely athletic. We've seen her play for Equity Hawks when they have their international assignments. Now playing for KPA in the domestic league. She really increased their offensive profile, as well as Kiyobe. You just talked about her.
Yeah, Chantal Kiyobe.
She was a headache when she was playing for Zetec Sparks. I remember playing against her, and she would knock down a 3-ball in your face and then talk to you. And as a vet, I was like, I need you to respect me.
No, but she doesn't do that.
But she doesn't do that. She respects nobody. She lets her game speak and her game is top-notch.
And she's very good as well, picking up rebounds and putting them back up and then drawing fouls as well. If you're not careful, you're going to draw a couple of fouls on her. And she punishes from the line. She's ruthless when it goes to that line.
So tell me, Kay, in terms of keys to the game, what are the keys to this game for KPA?
I think KPA will use power. We already know that. They've got so much power in that lineup, as you can see. And Equity will use their speed. Yeah, their coach is Ben Oluthe. We know him. He's one of the best statistically when it comes to getting players fit for the game. I've seen him train people at Railways Training Club a while back, many years ago.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Let me tell you story time.
Yeah.
I remember when I was playing with Eagle Wings, we would train at Railways Club, but we'd start when the sun was high, 2 p.m.
Yes.
As we're finishing, we're showering, we're changing, we're leaving. It's nighttime.
Yeah.
And you hear people running on the court.
Yes.
And he's shouting at his players, Shika ball.
Yeah.
It's dark. There are no lights at Railways. And I used to be like, do these guys have night vision? Are they bats?
But they had to be fit. He had to make sure they were fit. And his teams were running and consistent. You could not beat his team in terms of athleticism. And that's what we are seeing even with the Hawks here. They will do that. The athleticism will be their key. That's Agneta Wambua on your screen.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And we saw a personnel shift for Equity Hawks. A lot of former players were phased out. And Coach Ben brought in a lot younger, faster, quicker players. And like you said, it's a testament to his game philosophy as we get started here. KPA up on the scoreboard first. And that's what they do. They want to get their baskets in early. As Betty Kananu splits the defense.
She's feeling it today.
And
you can just tell.
Roll finish.
You can tell. You can tell. Kananu has already begun it. Yeah, she's already started it that way. I remember she got a bit of injury. You see the knee, she's wearing a knee cap. It was during the KPA game, the one that they won here at Nile Gymnasium.
And that's a miss from KPA's Von Akinyi. So possession's going to be for Equity Hawks. And this is one of those games that could go down to the wire. Lots of history between these two teams as Okumu kicks it out to the corner. Slips through the hands of Akinyi almost, but last touch was Alima.
And it's quite impressive. You just mentioned Okumu, Selina Okumu, it would interest someone to know that her sister is on the other team, Elizabeth Okumu. That is her younger sister.
They are 3 Okumu sisters, and they are in 3 different teams.
Yeah, one is at Stanbic Shield, the other is at KPA, and the other is at Equity Bank.
Semaseku kicks it out to Dumbia. Dumbia drive, stop and pop, gets it to go. And she is looking very comfortable with the rock in her hands. As Jemima Knight also drive and kick to Akinyi. Akinyi, shooter's touch isn't there yet. Last touch for Valerie Cominto, so it's going to be KPA ball. KPA, usually a team that is a bit slower on transition, but they have also really tried to step up the pace.
Yeah, they I wouldn't say they've been slower, they just don't have the personnel to run the floor.
Look at that pass from Akinyi. Okumu couldn't get the lay-in to go. Reward your shooting guard. Let her get the assist. But that was a great opportunity passed up by Equity to score. And unfortunately, Equity does tend to have those tendencies where they have good looks at the rim and they're not able to connect. KPA, second opportunity to make something out of this possession. Travel violation called on Dumbia.
By the way, the match officials today are Jimmy Maina, Matthew Wangeshi, and Edward Kalume.
Okumu to bring the ball up. Kemunto now at the top of the key.
Another one of those ZTech alumni.
Indeed, indeed. Listen, ZTech Sparks 2 seasons ago were stacked.
They were
massive talent,
dangerous to play.
Huge star power.
They beat everyone along their path except KPA. They could not just get past them because of the power that KPA had. I think that has been the challenge for ZTech even when they go into this later stages, because they are young ladies who are coming up. They are not matured yet, but then they end up maturing in other teams. And they deliver for the other teams. You can see most of these players have gone through that system of ZTech, at least at one stage or another.
Liz Okumu, putting on a ball handling clinic, gets the layup to go. She got past 4 defenders, and KPA are gonna have to do a better job of denying that drive, or Okumu will have a heyday. Dumbia throws it right into the hands of Kemunto, and Kemunto, very comfortable handling the ball, goes right at Dumbia. Fast break opportunity is cashed in.
Yeah, the quickness, we already talked about this. Slowly, we talk about this. The quickness would be a challenge for KPA, and so far, they're struggling with the speed.
And KPA blows another opportunity to score right underneath the basket as almost a turnover, but yes, there was a turnover. Val Kemunto travel violation. And now it's KPA to bring the ball up. Semaseku taking her time. KPA decide to go for a set offense. Dumbia at the wing, catch and shoot, not gonna get there. Kananu with the defensive board and kick out to Akinyi. Akinyi decides to go all the way. She just didn't have the angle to finish up that lay-in. And ball now going the other way. Okumu misses the mid-range.
The speed again, the speed, the fast breaks.
Kambua is blocked by Selina Okumu. She puts her hands up, apologizing to none other than Coach Ojuku.
Yeah.
Ojuku is one of those coaches who, similar to Buddha, I feel like everyone has a story about him. He's been in the game for so long. Yeah. Very, very respectable coach, especially on the defensive front. He's a defensive specialist.
He is. And then he was also one of those ones who build your mindset. Oh, Kambua just took it. It was an easy 3 for her. And once Equity get going like this, the speed is just causing a bit of problem for KPA.
clutch 3-ball for Kambua, and Equity Hawks making it very difficult for KPA to be effective on the offensive end. They've climbed ahead to a 5-point lead. As you see, Kemunto called for the foul on that one, but she is a very good shot blocker.
Yeah, she is.
She has great timing on that.
Yeah, she does have a great timing. The one thing that I probably have a problem with sometimes is that when things are not going her way, she starts to go a little bit overly emotional and reacts to take some fouls that are unnecessary,
Right.
for instance. Yeah.
And that was clearly evident in that possession. No need for her to have done that.
Because they were already missing. So
As Yvonne Akinyi misses her first free throw attempt. You can see the KPA men's basketball team at the top left side of your screen right now. They're waiting to play Lindsay Warriors after this game. We do have a nice double header lined up for you, so that game's on the back burner. Kemunto gets it to Kananu. Kananu trying to split the defense.
with her traditional number 11, she loves that number 11.
She does love number 11.
Very rare do you see her in another number. She's always in number 11. I've seen her in so many tournaments, she just wears number 11.
You know, some people just can't play in another number than what they're used to. My number used to be 14, but I wasn't extremely attached to it. You want to give me 3, you want to give me 51,
You'll still play
I'll
in
still
it.
play. But there are some people who, if it's not their number, they're not suiting up.
Yeah, and they have a problem with it. Even if you give them another number, they struggle to play in it. And it's interesting. A timeout for KPA.
It's a timeout indeed. KPA have had a low-scoring first half of this first quarter. And it's not that they're not attempting, but they're just not struggling to find the bottom of the net. So some adjustments surely will be made. Equity Hawks, on the other hand, looking good.
Yeah, the speed.
Their tempo is good. They don't look burnt out. You know, sometimes you can see teams go too fast. The pace is too fast for them.
Yeah.
And then now they get drained later on in the game. But
And
it's
then
looking
they
like
run out of it.
Yes.
But I don't think that will happen. Personally, from what I know someone like Elizabeth Okumu comes from Bungoma. The side played for Butere Girls. Yeah, and she used to train with men, essentially. She used to train in men at Bungoma High School. She shows up, she trains. She trains with the like of Paddy Award, the one who used to play for KPA. So essentially, she's used to the speed already. So she enjoys it more when it's high tempo.
Taking a look at some of these highlights, it's been a Hawks dominant game so far. And everyone's been getting involved, from the bigs to the guards as well.
It's the transitions for me. The transitions, they're just quick. KPA need to stop the transitions. Once they do that, then they probably have a chance to maintain the tempo of the game. Because at the minute, they are being overrun.
So the back to the action here, 4:51 up on the game clock of this first quarter. Akinyi fakes the handoff, goes straight to the rack, and Kananu was able to stop that attempt as Akumu responds on the other end. She is so fast, but the basket is not going to count. And you saw that she lost a little bit control of her dribble.
Yeah, because
Pounded it a bit too high and then did too many steps.
Yeah.
So a bit too fast for her own good sometimes. And
But I don't
bails
think she'll be
KPA
too
out.
disheartened with that.
She bails KPA out with that turnover. Semaseku step back is no good.
Valerie with another big rebound.
Kananu to clear, outlet. Now it's the kick out to Akinyi,
Speed.
back to Kemunto. Kemunto fouled on the drive. But that's great unselfish basketball, great transition play from Equity Hawks. So Kemunto will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. gets the first one to go. And, you know, it's always a delight for me when post players are hitting their free throw shots.
Yeah, because they have already dominated the other side by picking up the rebound. You want to reward yourself on the offensive front as well.
Misses the second. Kananu
Good
with the
hustle.
offensive board. Kemunto misses both bunnies. And now Doumbia strong with the basketball. She had Kambua on her, manages to draw the foul, so she'll head to the line. And I was going to say sun's out, guns out, but it's winter here in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Still, Doumbia is a very strong basketball player. We've seen the guns. She puts in the work at the gym to improve her game.
Yeah, she does. You can tell by the way she plays.
Very confident in her ability. And it excites me when we see foreigners join Kenya's basketball league.
Yeah, it elevates the league. It elevates the league.
It does indeed.
It doesn't stifle it, it elevates it. Because when they come in, they bring a different style of play, different aggression, and it elevates the league. And you can see the way Equity are adjusting to that as well.
Kemunto straight to the cup. Went straight at her defender's chest. Great strong move from her. And she is hungry for this victory. 12 points for Equity Hawks, 6 KPA, so it's a 6-point lead as Grace Iregbu off the mark. And Equity Hawks looking very composed. Akinyi now looking at options, decides to slow things down. Okumu gets it to Kemunto. Spin. Oh, gets Grace
wow.
over. She knocks this down. It's going to be something. Oh, that would have sent the gym into a frenzy.
Yeah, it would have gone ballistic inside that gym.
Valerie Kemunto having a game today. Kiyobe. And that's going to be a foul picked up by Kambua. So ball stays on this end of the floor. As we have some substitutions for Equity Hawks. Looks like Melissa Akinyi went off the floor as Jemima Knight checks in. Cynthia Mawero for KPA is also checked in. Doumbia, oh my goodness. Betty Kananu with the monster swat. And she is guarding their territory.
Yeah, they've played very well. They're dominating that area, the paint area. And Kemunto have done a good job so far. They are not allowing KPA to pick up the second balls. They are boxing them out. They are picking up the rebounds. But unfortunately, on this occasion, she's fouled.
She is fouled indeed. So Doumbia to shoot a couple of free throws, gets the first one to go. Misses the second freebie, so she's been shooting 50% from the line, but gets the rebound and the putback.
She's the one. She's the one for KPA at the minute. The rest are just a bit quiet. They haven't come to the party yet.
But Kananu a bit too strong on that dish to Kemunto. So another turnover for Equity Hawks as we start to wind down the first quarter here.
Yeah.
It's a 3-point lead for the Hawks. Semaseku kicks it out to Kiyobe at the wing. Kiyobe drive and kick to Grace. Grace almost losing it. And yes, she does. They're going to call the up and down. And Equity Hawks recovery defense, forcing turnovers, getting blocks, making it tough for KPA to be effective. And now
but they are also making so many turnovers on the other end as well, and it's causing them problems. They had a lead, and now it's starting to dwindle down simply because they figured out a way of stopping those transitions. The transition baskets are no longer available as they were.
Tough drive from Semaseku. Didn't have the angle to finish the play. And it's going to be Hawks ball. As KPA pick up another foul. Coach Ben on your screens right there. Always very composed during game time. Different animal during practice.
Yeah, he believes that if you practice well, then the rewards should come in the game without too much of effort, and that is true, because if you don't practice very well, you cannot expect to come to a game and deliver in a big game like this. This is the playoffs. You need to work hard. And when you see him come like that, he knows he's prepared his team the best possible way to come and deliver for him on this occasion.
So we have a substitution for the Hawks. Rita Onyango in. Kambua misses everything. Now it's a long pass to Doumbia. Doumbia gets it, misses the layup. Steals the ball back. Both sides battling for the boards, but it's going to be a foul called on Liz Okumu. The basket is not going to count.
Yeah.
The foul was on the floor as we see Agneta Kambua slow to get up.
Something must have happened in there.
But that looks like it could have been an unsportsmanlike
Yeah, that's
foul
what I thought as well,
Liz
because
Okumu.
she was already she had already left the basket. The only opportunity that was left was for her to go and finish it off. So let's see what the officials have.
So Doumbia is back on the free throw line.
Well, she's gone to the free throw line quite a number of times so far. They are having trouble to defending her. She's extremely strong.
Extremely strong.
Yeah. And she can do this all day. She's not going to stop coming. She's going to keep coming so long as she's on the floor. And she's going to keep KPA in it, because so far, it was given as an unsportsmanlike foul. Yeah, that you called it. It had to be.
So this game has now been cut down to a 1-point lead for Equity Hawks. And I would say KPA Dockers have been able to get back into this game thanks to their free throws.
Yeah.
So Hawks need to do a better job of looking at their fouling situation.
Yeah, because they are already on bonus.
Need to stop giving KPA freebies. Kiyobe
Again.
secures the board, gets it to Doumbia. Doumbia, one
Good
more
quick
pass. Oh my
from
goodness,
Natalie.
that's
Easy.
great ball movement.
Wow.
Find Mawero underneath the cup. So Mawero off the mark on the first free throw. And she's one of those players who, when she checks into the game, there's a certain level of energy that comes with her. She used to play for the Equity Hawks.
Yeah, she used to play for the Equity Hawks, but she's also a calm player. That the calmness that she comes with it. And then Natalie also checked in. She also checked in, and that makes it a calmer game than usually you expect. Yeah. Doumbia is more athletic and aggressive towards the basket. Natalie is more calm, and she passes the ball more often than Doumbia. Doumbia will try to score.
And I would say that's a more recent development, as we see Akinyi now pushing the ball on transition. Doumbia too strong. But Natalie used to play like Doumbia.
Yeah.
But as she's grown, as she's gained more experience, as the body starts getting a bit older, she's had to change her game a little bit as well. Oh my goodness, Liz Okumu from downtown. Corner three is good. And Equity Hawks extend this to a 4-point lead. Akinyi kick to Mawero. Mawero feels good about it. Yes, get that one to go.
You anticipated that. Definitely. You saw that one coming.
Cynthia Mawero was in rhythm. Catch and shoot player. That was a recent development to her bag. She used to be more of a mid-range player.
Really?
Yes. At Equity Hawks, she was very, very dominant mid-range, and then now really worked hard on her three-point shot. I think she is one of the hardest workers in the game here in Kenya right now. She puts in a lot of work with Coach Harry.
Yeah, okay.
They are always working at YMCA and working on her game. And you know that court is so slippery.
Yeah, I know the court
And
is so
she's like
slippery.
pushing tires, pulling all kinds of things. She's constantly in the gym, and it's paying off.
I've seen a couple of players go through Coach Harry's program, and they come out better players. I can mention a couple of them. Yeah, even in the men's game, most of them, they go through that program and they come out with different players and they deliver for their teams. And you wonder what happened. He used just to be a player we could see around, or she used to just be a player we could see around. But after that program, they come out and they are different individuals. They're playing their basketball. There's pretty much nothing you can do about it.
So that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. It's a 1-point game as we check out what went down in the first 10 minutes of play. Agneta Kambua started things off with a fiery three-ball. And the momentum was very clearly in Equity Hawks' side at the start of this game. They were knocking down shots. They were sharing the ball. They were making things happen. And then they started to get into foul trouble, sending KPA to the free throw line. And they were able to cut down the deficit. A couple of clutch long-distance threes from KPA, and they are right there with Equity Hawks now.
I would agree with you, because after they started very well, they were very good on transition. KPA called a timeout. After that timeout, a lot of things started changing. Some improvements started being made. And after that, it became rather an even game, if you will.
So we are getting ready to kick off the second quarter here as we take a look at the first quarter stats. What stands out to you, Clay?
Well, at the moment, it's the field percentage. It's just 50-50. It means it's balanced. The rebounds as well, they're balanced. So it's a 50-50 game so far.
Nice pass from Melissa Akinyi to find Val Kemunto. And that's what she's really known for, her assists. She's a great shooter, but her passing ability is outstanding, one of the better passers in this league. As we see now, Grace picks up her dribble, finds Dubia on the cut. Kumu picks up another personal foul.
Dubia is quite a handful. She's gone to the line severally, and she just keeps going. Look at that pass. The pass is absolutely incredible from Grace Irebu. And then Dubia just goes in there, and she was not happy that she missed it. She expected a basket and one. But then, unfortunately, she was fouled.
And that's going to be another free throw for Alima Doumbia. And it's 12 points for her. And 6 of those points have come from the free throw line. So she knows what is getting her buckets. Her go-to action is cutting to the hoop and drawing the foul, getting to the free throw line.
But, you know, if they don't foul her, she's going to get the basket anyway. So you have to try and stop something. But now you have to be careful not to give away the basket and the foul.
You got to pick your battle.
Yeah, now they have to do that. And she's causing a lot of problems for the Hawks.
Akinyi wanted the foul. She didn't get it.
No.
And
that's a side ball.
yes, it's going to be an inbound for KPA. Akinyi now bringing the ball up. Oh, bad pass. And Hawks are trying to make them pay. Kemunto on the drive. Natalie Akinyi, you see her apologizing. She knows what she did wrong.
Yeah, and then she just say, okay, it's mine.
She knows what she did wrong.
And I fouled. That's okay. I'll take it.
So taking a look at Equity Hawks' performance so far, they're shooting 40% from the field, which is not too bad. 33% from beyond the arc, which is a good percentage. So we'd like to see a few more attempts, them recognizing that the shots are falling from that range.
Yes, and they should take a bit more of them.
Iroegbu, spin move on Kemunto, dish to
Wow.
Kiyobe. Kiyobe misses. That was great ball movement from KPA. And now Equity Hawks settling into their offense. Kemunto from downtown. Rita keeps things alive, and now Akinyi, too strong off the glass. Mawero with the defensive rebound. Natty bringing the ball up. You can see Iroegbu wants that ball in the post, and Kemunto knew the pass was coming. Akinyi keeps things alive.
She was off balance.
Off balance, KPA blowing another opportunity to score. And Liz Okumu, Hawks have numbers. Kemunto. Don't know if that was the correct option for her. You know,
Yeah,
they had the
just
numbers
asking,
advantage.
let me just ask you, how is it possible that Equity Hawks had so many players inside the KPA paint while the KPA players were nowhere anywhere near them? And then they end up missing the basket because there were so many.
Well, that's the thing. Valerie Kumuntu should have made the read that they did have the numbers on their side. She could have done a shot fake and then pass the ball in.
Yeah.
Go for a higher percentage shot than trying to knock down the three. Even though they are shooting well from beyond the arc, we saw that stat line, 33%, you still got to go for the higher percentage shots when you have the numbers advantage.
Yeah, when you get like that.
So KPA's Velma Tieno is now checked into, Chiang has checked into the game. One-point game here in the second quarter. Just over 7 minutes to go. KPA moving the ball, find Natalie Akinyi off the mark. Melissa with the rebound and the push in transition. And she goes right into Kiyobe, who picks up the foul. So it's going to be a blocking foul called.
As you look at the KPA Dockers stats, it's quite not as impressive as Equity Hawks. They're shooting 20% from the field goals, 25% from beyond the three-point line. However, the rebounds, they are doing pretty well. They are not doing too badly against the Hawks.
Kananu got a whistle on the floor. So another foul assessed on KPA. It's going to be Equity getting the ball at the baseline. I'm sure they'll be calling one of their very many side-out plays as we have another substitution on the floor for the team in blue. Kiyobe out, Semaseku back in. Okumu floats the pass into Rita. Rita, the left-handed exceptional post player, gets that one to go. Semaseku at the wing. Kick out to Doumbia. Doumbia.
I'm impressed with the way Equity are handling the game so far. But also, KP are doing quite a good job when they are passing the ball to just under the basket. They are doing a very good job to just pass the ball under the basket. They're moving nicely, and then it's going near the basket, so they get easy opportunities, but they are missing them. Once they start scoring them, then Equity will probably find themselves in quite a difficult game.
Akinyi misses the layup. KPA looking to make him pay. Quick defense to offense, but again, blow another opportunity. And now bad pass from Kananu. Semaseku misses. And Hawks have a lifeline to score again. Semaseku called for another personal foul as Akinyi has a breather. And again, it's so difficult to play against a team that you've played so many times before. And that's the backstory between Equity Hawks and KPA Dockers. They understand the philosophy as a team, they understand the players, and just makes them that much tougher to beat because you know what's coming.
Yeah, you know what's coming. And when you know what's coming, you can prepare for it. So it means you are preparing for the same things over and over again. So it makes it quite a difficult game to call. You don't know, it will take an edge, just a little bit, to change the game around or get the victory, to get a victory in game one, best of 5 series. It's gonna be impressive. I'm curious to see how this one ends. It's going to be quite a grand finale.
Kyobe with the block and the steal. Great defensive player from her. Jemima Knight with the recovery. Chases her down, slaps the ball right out of her hands. And that's just lack of awareness from Yvonne Akinyi, who didn't have a sense of urgency when she was making that layup.
Well,
she was. I felt she was too casual.
Yeah, she was casual, and she just went as slow as possibly you can go. I'm not in a hurry. I'm alone. I'll get there. But credit to Jemima, she's quick. She got there, stopped her from finishing it off.
So it's a 3-point game. And a correction to the time on your screens, it is actually 5:40 left here in the first half. Hawks are in the lead.
But they fouled quite a bit. They fouled 4 times. And when you look at the other side, KPA have only fouled once.
Taking a look at the stats, actually, Hawks have fouled 6 times for the game, is it?
Yeah, 6 times for the game, but in this quarter they only fouled once, while the Hawks have fouled 4 times. So essentially they are struggling to defend KPA at the minute. That's why they're picking up so many fouls. But Dumbia is the one who's been a handful. She's gone to the line a couple of times so far.
So we are enjoying what I would say not a super high scoring first half. We're taking a look at these scores, 19-16, as we are halfway through the second quarter. It's a low scoring game.
Yeah, it is. But like you said, it's teams that have played each other so many times, so they know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So once that happens, it creates a sort of tension. At the same time, it creates a sort of anticipation and problem-solving capabilities for each team.
Knight almost loses it. And an empty possession once again for the Equity Hawks. Natalie Akinyi trying to set something up. Kyobe to Velma. Velma tries to float the pass in. Knight saw it coming. And it wasn't the best pass from Velma. She didn't have the angle to deliver that pass. She should have swung the ball.
Yeah.
Okumu to check back into the game as Knight comes off. Quick catch and shoot from Velma. Tries to put it back up. And she is usually very lethal in the paint. Hawks are lucky she missed those 2 attempts. Kananu now stop, lines it up. Can't get that one to drop either.
All she needs is one to drop. Once the first one drops, she becomes a nightmare.
Nadia Akinyi with a fast break. Betty wanted that block so badly. Rita's got it. 2 blocks back to back. Great defensive effort from the Hawks. And now a frustration foul from Yvonne Akinyi as she has words with the coach. But a double dribble has been called. Much to the shock of Ben and myself.
He's baffled. His face says it all. He's baffled.
Velma at the top of the key. Nice find for Kyobe with the reverse lay-in. And that's great patience on that set play.
KP have been doing that all game.
Okumu, kick out to Akinyi. Akinyi off the mark. And she has not been able to find her stroke from beyond the arc in this game, as we have a substitution for the Hawks. Out goes Rita, in goes Didi Were. Kyobe fires. And we got a tangle up in the corner as Kananu and a blue jersey go tumbling down. So
Double foul. Double foul.
and it's what you expect from a playoff game. As you see Betty Kananu pleading her case, but you expect it to be physical.
Yeah,
You expect
because,
things to get chippy every now
It
and
looks
then.
like they were holding each other.
Yes.
And then
And another hard foul, a little sister action.
yeah.
That always amuses me so much.
That's Selena Okumu.
The Okumu sisters love each
Liz
other to
Okumu.
death,
Yeah,
but when they are on the floor, it's go time.
Yeah.
It doesn't
They're
matter.
not friends.
They're
They're
not
not
friends.
friends.
They're not
when
even.
they're on
They're
the
not
floor.
family. They're not even friends.
No, they are not.
It's
They-
just two opponents going at it on the court,
Yeah.
and I love to see it. We've seen it in NBA situations like the Curry brothers.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's good competition as well, and you hope that their brother is around to see them as well, Joshua Okumu, or he's watching from Mombasa. These days he plays for Snipers. Used to play for Ulinzi Warriors. Yeah, so I'm sure he's watching as well. He's at cheering on whichever sister will win.
It's a two-point game here. Okumu sticking with Semaseku, giving her a tough time with that. Kiyobe into Velma. Velma spin around move is not going to get there. Kananu locked up by those KPA defenders, and Akinyi tries to keep it alive. Tracks down the rebound, but it's going to be KPA ball. Okumu to inbound. Semaseku feeds Grace. Grace loses a handle on the ball. And now Okumu with the runner way too strong off the glass. Hawks will take their time bringing it up. Okumu with a spin move.
Good defense.
Great defense. Semaseku saw it coming. And sometimes Liz Okumu does have the tendency to get ahead of herself when it comes to offense. I think she could have pulled the ball out and seen what KPA were offering, set things up offensively.
Yeah, I think also she trusts in her speed, and her speed has always given her whatever she needs. At the moment, she has 6 points, so it's
Wary. They're going to call the travel on her. And there was a time that was Didi's unstoppable move. That spin, pivoting, and moving around, and that low block at the baseline was her go-to action. As we see Semaseku, tough lay-in right in Liz Okumu's face. And it's now a game tied for the first time since the beginning of this first half. Akinyi to Kambua. Kambua, she's got Semaseku on her. The help side defense, they got the numbers. Akinyi is going to be called for the travel.
yeah, she did. She traveled.
And again, as I said earlier, Equity Hawks just need to take a small breather, just a small breath right before they execute their offensive
Yeah,
action.
they're
Even right there, Melissa was in a rush.
Yeah, they are in a rush. They are in a rush.
And yet they had the numbers.
Yeah, that's true. And that's the only thing that is separating them from KPA. KPA are sticking with them simply because they're making they're so much in a hurry in the transitions that they're not converting the supposed easy baskets. When you look at it, it's supposed to be easy because KPA are making so many mistakes on the other offensive end. They are receiving the ball near the basket, but they are missing. How long do you think it will continue? Will they keep missing the whole game? Eventually, they will start going in. And once they start going in and you are missing on your transitions, the game will be taken away from you. Yeah, so they need to just calm down. I would like, I'm agreeing with you. They need to calm down, take a step back. Liz can slow it down a little bit on the offensive front rather than just be in a hurry to release the basketball Melissa can slow it down a little bit. They can move it around. They can take shots from range. We know they have the 3-point shots. They just need to calm it down a little bit and take advantage that KPA at the minute they are missing the easy baskets right below the rim.
You are absolutely right, Clay. 16 turnovers for Equity Hawks so far in this game, and that's just a turnover too many.
Yeah, so far, and we are not yet at halftime.
So Hawks decided to picking up full court man. Okumu putting some pressure on Semaseku. Kiyobe at the top of the key. Beats Melissa Akinyi on the drive. Finds Didi Were in the low block. And that was good defensive effort from the Hawks. Didi out to Kakinyi. Kananu. She's got Doumbia on her, and the help side defense knows how lethal Kananu is when she gets the ball right there. So 2 defenders collapsed.
Yeah, but
on her.
She's saying she was fouled, but I don't think she was fouled on that occasion. She just ran into 2 defenders. Yeah, and they were gonna let her go to the basket now. You are already.
Another unforced turnover for Equity Hawks. And as you rightfully said earlier, Clay, once the shots start falling for KPA, if Hawks don't clean up their game, the Dockers will climb to a quick lead.
Yes, because look at the way they're moving the basketball. Just notice the way KP are moving the basketball. You'll find that they're going towards the basket and trying to get easy shots.
Great fadeaway jumper from Doumbia. And now Dockers in the lead by a basket. Minute 46 seconds to go in this second quarter. Okumu kick out to Kambua. Kambua fires. Misses everything. And now the Dockers, they were sticking to what's working for them, and it's paid off. They've been able to cut down the deficit and take the lead as we start to wrap up this first half of the game. Iroegbu on the baseline. She's got Didi on her, kicks it out for the 3 ball, and that's Kiyobe missing the mark. And she's not been shooting the way she usually does in this game.
Yeah, that's true.
And she's one of those players who, once those shots start to fall, things become very difficult.
For the opposition, it becomes very difficult for the opposition. At the minute, she's not doing that, and the Hawks will go to the line with Kambua, who was fouled, and try to level the scores before halftime.
So Kambua gets the first free throw to go. 22-21. Indeed, it has been a very low-scoring game. For a second, I was confused if we're in the first quarter or...
But you had called it. You already called it. When you said they've played each other so many times for so many years, and it was definitely going to turn out this way because they know each other. So it's going to be the little things that will change this game in one of these teams' favor. And so far, the little things are the ones they are missing. Equity, we know their problem. They are struggling at the minute with their turnovers. They're just way too many. KPA are missing right under the basket. So by halftime, after halftime, they need to solve those problems if they are to come out here and deliver something special for their team in game 1.
Kananu gets the first freebie to go. Kamunto with the boards. She's got 1 on her, kicks it out to Kambua for the shot. Kambua not able to hit. Rebound tracked down by Kiyobe. And now Doumbia got the rock in her hands, decides to go straight at her defender. Foul and a basket. Oh my goodness, Alima Doumbia.
She's dominated.
She is dominating in this game.
Well, The ref had to call them back. They thought it was 2.
So Doumbia converts.
They need to find a way of stopping her because she's essentially the one keeping KPA in it at the minute.
She is indeed, as Kemunto with the answer on the other end, and one. Tough cookie, that girl.
Yeah, she is, and she's been the best player for Equity so far in this first half. You can argue about that, but she's been quite on her game since the trip of today.
So Kemunto with the opportunity to make this a 3-point play, which she does. And you mentioned it earlier, Clay, Hawks are going to have to work hard to take the lead heading into the end of this halftime. It's just the momentum that you want to have, getting back into the third quarter with the lead. But KPA are fighting hard. Doumbia not able to hit on that attempt. Kananu now gets it to Kemunto. Kemunto trying to go all the way with it, chases down her own rebound, but Kiyobe secured the board.
You mentioned this. You mentioned the way Equity are too much in a hurry. And that's what's happened again. All she had to do was just wait a little bit for her teammates to get there. As you look at the statistics, Alima Doumbia, she's been fantastic. 12 points so far. And she doesn't look like slowing down, does she?
She is on track to shoot well above 20 points as we got some players tumbling on the floor. Melissa Kinyi trying to clarify if she's laughing or crying, and that is definitely a laugh. Glad no one got hurt in that possession. And it's a 1-point game.
And KPA missed it again under the basket. Like, it's just Equity Hawks should be taking advantage of those misses. When they miss the easy layups or the easy under the basket, they need to just punish those ones. But they are not doing that because they are also too much in a hurry. They are making so many turnovers, and that's not a way to win a playoff game. It's not going to be easy that way. It's going to be tight. They're going to allow it to be tight, and then it gets to a point whereby KPA starts scoring those easy baskets, yeah, or they have to rectify their errors to start taking an important lead going into the fourth quarter or going into the latter part of the game.
You are spot on, Clay. And again, if you're just joining us, this is the first doubleheader of the evening between Equity Hawks and KPA. Later on, the men's team will face Ulinzi Warriors in their first semifinal game. And this game has been a grinder. Both sides very low scoring. And we've mentioned it over and over again. It's because these two teams understand each other so well, but that's still no excuse to miss shots at close range. And that's when you see on the screen the next game that's coming up. We've talked about the star players, but we are now here at halftime. 1-point lead for KPA. And make sure that you stay locked in. We're going to have some more action coming from this semifinal game for the ladies coming your way, so don't go too far. We will be right back. Welcome back to this semi-final matchup between Kenya Ports Authority and Equity Hawks. A low-scoring game. Right now, KPA Dockers with a narrow, no, Equity Hawks with a narrow lead, 26-25. And we're going to talk about what is going wrong on both ends of the floor. But Clay, what do KPA need to do better?
Like I've been saying all through, slightly I've been insisting that they need to score under the baskets because they are moving the ball very well. They're getting to the basket, but they are not scoring. As you were pointing out about the Equity Hawks, they need to calm down, especially on the offensive front, so they can be able to convert easy baskets as well, because they are too much in a hurry. They are causing too many turnovers.
Well, KPA Dockers, Alima with 17 points so far in this game as Liz Okumu picks her sister's pocket. And now Kemunto, ball slips right out of her hands. So it's going to be a turnover, another turnover for Equity Hawks, and KPA with another opportunity to shoot. But 17 points from Alima Dumbia is keeping KPA in this game as no one else has come to the fore. No one else is helping out on that point, on that front. The next scorer is Cynthia Mawero with 3 points, and she has played all of 2.5 minutes in this game. So where's everyone else? Gracie Roegbu shut down.
But you'd mentioned this before. You already knew that Alema would be absolutely fantastic today, and she's been the only one keeping KPA in this game.
Dumbia has got the ball. Thought about the pass, tried to take matters into her own hands, and she's off now. It's a long pass to Valerie Kemunto. Great read from Equity Hawks to push the ball in transition, and that's the second back-to-back basket that Kemunto has fumbled underneath the rim. Dumbia at the wing, gets it to Iroegbu. Iroegbu scoreless in this game so far. Travel called on Yvonne Akinyi, and the energy in this game is low.
Yeah,
KPA need to dig deep.
Yeah, it is low because so far, even with the scoring, is a bit low because both teams are really struggling to get an edge over the other. Too many misses.
Kananu finally gets Equity up on the board, and Betty Kananu has had a quiet game. 3 points in the first half, so 5 total points now as we see Liz Okumu, I believe, is on the floor there. I didn't see what happened off the ball, but she looks like she's in a great amount of pain as her teammates help her up.
She's tough.
Yeah,
she's feeling the pain, but she's saying she's okay. She's gonna be okay.
It looks like it's something, maybe a nosebleed. They should take her to the sideline and have her lay down.
Yeah.
It's good to see the doctor responding there. But indeed, it's been a very quiet game on both fronts for both KPA and Equity Hawks. And very early in this second half, you see Valerie Kemunto missing 2 attempts.
Yeah, 2 attempts. Maybe now the sickness that was affecting KPA when they were attacking that rim has now gone to the Equity Hawks side. But let's just hope that that would improve as the game goes forward. From this point on, they need to start scoring. But I think the thing that you mentioned is what has plagued this game. Maybe it's the commentator's curse, whereby you say they know each other very well. You expect a tight game. Suddenly, we do have a tight game. It's not looking like it wants to open up. It's still extremely tight. You know that they are missing, both teams are missing easy layups and easy baskets. So, oh, she looks like she's in real pain. What a shame.
Liz Okumu is helped off the floor.
Let's hope she gets better very soon.
Yes, and we will keep you updated as soon as we get more information about her situation. But here comes Natalie Akinyi bringing the ball up. Wandago. Grace Iroegbu wants the ball, finally gets it into her hands, and finally gets up on the scoreboard. She has been off this entire game.
Yeah, but you mentioned her, and a few moments later, she gets her first basket.
Melissa Akinyi is called for the travel violation, and another turnover, yet another turnover for Equity Hawks, yet they've had such incredible opportunities to score.
It is proving a challenging game for them, and those turnovers are the ones that...
Wandago straight to the rack. And KPA, that could be their answer to unlock their offensive woes.
She's aggressive, Rachel Wandago.
And now Natalie Akinyi with the steal. Long pass to Grace, picked up by Kemunto, and Okumu runs right into Kemunto. As you can hear, Coach Ojukwu extremely frustrated with his players right now. Completely unnecessary turnover. But it's the Dockers who have taken the narrow lead here by 1 point. 7:12 to go. Knight on the wing, not too much off the ball movement for Equity Hawks. Kananu wanted the backdoor cut, she gets it. Manages to draw the foul. That was great read from Knight to feed Kananu.
Yeah, and she's very good from the free throw line, so she'll back herself to score the 2 free throws.
Betty Kananu gets the first free throw to go. Off the mark on the second. Knight tries to track it down. Ball into the hands of Kemunto. Kambua with the finish. Misses at close range. So does Kemunto. And it's just ridiculous.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Ekumu now fires. Looked good, but grazes the front of the iron. And here comes Kambua on the other end of the floor. Game has slowed down significantly. Kananu drive, finger roll, no good. And this is just amazing to me, seeing players who are usually so clutch.
So efficient.
They do these shots in their sleep, missing everything right underneath the rim.
Missing. Today, those misses are just quite a number. I like to look at the stats on that. Those attempts. 25 attempts, only made 9. It's something to... And most of them are just below the basket.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not like they're shooting long range 3-pointers. No, it's just below the basket, and they keep missing, miss after miss. Most of these baskets are free throws.
And now Equity Hawks completely out of rhythm.
Another turnover.
Another turnover, another unforced turnover. Ball thrown out of bounds by Betty Kananu. And at this point, as a coach, what do you do? I can guarantee that the coaches have told their players exactly what they need to do. As Grace Iroegbu fouled on her way up, so she'll head to the free throw line. But it really comes down to the 5 players on the floor.
Yeah, if we can see it slowly, it means that even the coaches have seen it. Probably they've told them to calm down a little bit, but they are not doing that. They're just still in a bit of a rush, and they're missing easy baskets over and over and over again, that it's starting to feel like a game that is slowing down and it's not going anywhere. Because the two have not been separated. Since KPA was able to close the lead back, it's not gone any other way. It stayed pretty much the same.
And again, another turnover on Equity Hawks. Coach Ben has to call a timeout. Nothing is working for the team in white, and the team in blue have now taken a 2-point lead, but you can't really say that they're dominating on their front either. They are missing baskets. The usual scorers, the people who are leading the team in score, Grace Iregbu, their other key player is Kiyobe, and taking a look at how many points that she has scored.
Yeah.
She has 2 points. This is
Only.
very uncharacteristic.
I think the
for
one
this
that
team.
she went for the reverse layup, I think that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. So it is a tough day in the office for both teams here. Grace Irebu second leading in scoring at 4 points, while Doumbia continues to lead with 17. For the Equity Hawks, we have a tied secondary points for Betty Kananu Elizabeth Okumu with 6, and then Kemunto is leading all scorers in 10, but she is yet to score in this third quarter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, it's going to be interesting because we are set for a very tight game. If it continues like this, whoever wins is going to win by maybe a point, maybe 2, if it continues the way it is.
That's certainly the trajectory that this game is heading towards. As we see the players start checking into the floor. We got 5:52 left in this third quarter. Just about halfway through. And
Slowly,
not too much has happened.
I think the scoreline tells everything that we really need to know about this game. We don't even really need to look at other things.
And the ball in the hands of Daisy Awino for a bit too long. She's first time she's playing in this game, and she's one of those younger players from KPA. Very bright future for her.
Yeah.
But they'll be using opportunities like this to get her some touches, get her some experience as Akinyi tries to draw the foul, heads to the free throw line. And the energy has to shift in this game. We'll see if it does in this third quarter. Well, we still got a quarter and a half to go as Akinyi misses that free throw.
Well, you've put it bluntly. The energy needs to change.
Misses the second as well. And Betty Kananu keeps things alive for Hawks. Kambua, step back 3, no. Daisy Awino tracks the rebound down, and she'll bring the ball up. Doumbia now at the elbow. Doumbia, she has been very clutch from range that time. KPA unable to convert between her and Wandago. And now Melissa Akinyi decides to go all the way with it. The Hawks and the Dockers are struggling.
Both these teams are really struggling to convert anything. It's just, and some of those opportunities are so easy to convert, you wonder how they are missing them.
Got a dead ball situation. We'll head over here to the Okapi Sports Network YouTube page. Check out some of these comments. It's good to see that you guys are active. And Collins Odiambo says that if KPA starts converting those open looks, something might change. Also recognizing the fact that indeed the turnovers are too many, as we see the runner from none other than Maureen Nyanganyi. She is probably third unit coming off the bench for Equity Hawks.
Yeah.
And it's her who comes into the game, gets a field goal and the steal, forces the turnover, ball goes back into Equity Hawks' hands, and that was a great read from Coach Ben to go deeper into his bench and see if there's a player who can make things happen.
Another miss.
Kiyobe, wide open look, misses it. No surprise there. That's been the story of this game. But the scores are tied at 31 apiece. Foul called on Dumbia, but too handsy. Loose ball foul as Kimunto gets back up.
We anticipated a tight match, but we did not anticipate to see this. I think most of these teams have played the regular season, and they would have thought that the score would be 31-31 midway through the third quarter of the game.
So Kananu will inbound. Long pass to Kemunto. Kemunto loses track of the ball. And once again, an empty possession for Equity Hawks. Akinyi looking at her options. Gets the screen from Iregbu. Kicks it out for the shot for Kiyobe. Kiyobe corner 2 is off. Hawks slow to recover. Dumbia has a go at it. She's not been able to get those shots to drop from beyond the arc. And finally, Natalie Akinyi with the fist pump, because the frustration KPA has had to endure with so many missed baskets, and now Dumbia with the steal and misses the wide open layup.
Again and again and again. Just so many misses in this game. No defense whatsoever.
Betty Kananu forced to pick up another personal foul. Her team could not recover defensively, but kudos and credit to Dumbia with the steal and the effort to convert. But once again, whatever curse is on this floor right now is hitting both teams, both the Hawks and KPA, and it's starting to look like a competition to see who's going to miss more.
Yeah, it's true. It started to look like a competition who is going to miss more. And every moment, someone goes for the offense, they miss. The other one goes for the offense, they miss. Even when it's wide open, there's no defense whatsoever, they're still missing.
Kemunto on the drive. Let's see if she gets this one. It's too strong. Hits the back of the rim. And now Grace Irebu with a steal. Dumbia will pull it out. Good defensive recovery from Hawks. Irebu blocked. Rita snatches the ball. It's a great steal from her. And Natalie Akinyi is forced to foul Maureen Nyanganyi.
The fans getting involved.
Listen, everyone's upset. Everyone's upset, and rightfully so.
We here are upset as well, because we wondering what's happening to this game. I don't think there are many games like this whereby teams are looking like they are both competing who's gonna miss, who's gonna score.
Especially at the playoff stage. You know, this is not a quarterfinal game. This is not a regular season game. This is semifinals. The winner of this series will advance to the finals.
Yeah.
And you do not expect to see this kind of an output from a semifinals game. But as I said earlier, it's 5 series, best of 5. So lots of time to change the narrative, as Nyanganyi now
has done well.
She's done well.
Yeah. One of those production lines from FEBA Academy. And Buruburu Girls as well. She did very well, went to the Nationals, played it, won it. So, but it's just good to see her develop her game to this stage as well. It's good to see the young players come into this stage and then deliver when the team is struggling, like at this moment when they are not scoring any of these shots.
So Rita Onyango will shoot a couple free throws. She gets the second one to go. Hawks trying to up the tempo with some full court defense, force a turnover. And we got 2 white jerseys, 1 blue. They're keeping it clean. But that's going to be a turnover given to Alima Doumbia. Coach Ben, he likes that full court press.
Yes, he does.
And this time it's paid off. But the Dockers still in the lead. 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Kemunto almost losing it against Velma. And a correction on the scoreboard. It is actually Equity Hawks who have 34 points and a KPA who are at 33. Akinyi to inbound. Rita, power dribble. And it's another turnover for the Hawks. Got a timeout on the floor. Time I called from Coach Ojuku.
Also, it looks like KP are not fouling much at the minute. Equity are already on bonus shots. While KPA have already fouled once, so looks like they're pretty much in control of the game. They are not having to take too many fouls at the moment.
It's good to see some young guns in the fans. I like it when people feel like the environment in Nyayo Stadium is safe enough for kids to come and watch games. That's how you inspire the next generation.
Yes, that's true. I agree with you, because if it's unsafe and it can get out of control, then you wouldn't want your kid anywhere near this stadium at this stage, particularly in the playoff stage.
I would say things have improved over the last several years. When I was playing, listen, Nyayo Stadium was a jungle. It was a jungle. There's no way I'm bringing my child or any child to watch a basketball game, but things are better now. I remember there was a time it was pandemonium. It was a game cooperative against KCB.
Lions.
Yes, you remember the KCB Lions.
Yes.
And that was an epic rivalry. Very similar to the rivalry that you see here between Equity Hawks and KPA.
Yep.
And the game could not be completed because there was a call that was made. Pure pandemonium. Fans were on the court. Police had to be called.
That means it was out of control.
Completely out of control. But that's not a situation that you would find very easily right now in the game of basketball. So a testament to how it's grown and how the environment has become safe, more safe.
Yeah, it's true.
So back to the action here on the floor. So it's going to be blue ball, Doumbia to inbound. As a substitution, Didi is back into the game as Kemunto takes her time, heading to the bench. Good kick out to Akinyi. Akinyi off the glass, no. Hawks Akinyi too strong on that pass. And Rita Kanyako goes into the ladies' the men's bathroom. Oh my goodness. I hope she didn't find anyone in there. That could be a very awkward situation.
You saw the crowd quite interested in that. They were so happy that she went in there.
Kiyobe tries to get into Velma. That was a great pass from Kiyobe. Velma not able to finish it.
Let's hope that does not end up being the most interesting moment of this game.
I certainly hope not. Maureen Nyanganyi from deep. Betty Kananu cleans up the mess, puts it right back up. And Hawks extend this lead a little bit further. Velma on the cut. She's got Rita on her. Rita swats it out of Velma's hands. And now Doumbia, oh my goodness. Teardrop is good. She doesn't care about who's in her face. And you can see she's locked in. Hawks now slowly losing the momentum as Doumbia, her neck must be tired from carrying this KPA team on her back.
Well, she's been doing that all game. She's not stopping. She's worked hard today.
She has scored just about half of KPA's total points with the 19 under her belt. And
Remove that, and KPA would be in
deep waters,
oh,
for lack of a better word.
yeah.
And
I
Kananu
lacked
gets the free
words.
throw to go. And we have some substitutions on the floor. Cynthia Mawero checks back into the game as Yvonne Akinyi checks out. Doumbia managed to break the full court press. And that's a great finish from Mawero, who once again makes an impact as soon as she checks into this game.
Yeah, you mentioned that. UNEM checked her when she came in the first time, and so far she's come back in, and then she's doing the business for KPA.
So the full court press backfires on Equity Hawks in that particular possession. And credit to KPA for breaking it so effortlessly. As we see now Doumbia chasing down the ball. She's got one on her. Recovery defense from Hawks, but Kananu, is she going to be called for another foul? Either way, it's going to be KPA possession. And yes, Betty Kananu was given that foul. That's going to be her fourth foul, so she has to keep a very close eye on that situation. She got the drive and the kick. Doumbia from downtown. Betty, she's got the ball. Skips it in, swings it around to Nyanganyi. Nyanganyi, it's in and out.
It's a good shot, though. It's a good shot.
And Hawks are doing a good job of crashing the boards. But still struggling to connect on their field goals.
You can tell the tension is about to start setting in. Eventually it will start setting in. And someone has to step up and carry their team.
That is very true. Natalie Akinyi, she thought Mawero was going to go all the way down for the cut. Another turnover. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. Equity are leading 38-36. And this third quarter has been a grind. At times it felt endless. It's been it's like trying to wade through mud.
Yeah, it's been just a struggle. How do I put this? It's been a slug of. It's not been open. It's just been tight all through. Too many turnovers, too many misses. An improvement is required from both these teams. But it looks like a playoff game one. You wonder what's going to happen next.
Usually when you have games that are like this, the rest of the series kind of opens up, because I mean, coaches, after a game like this, I can only imagine what the coaches are going to be telling their players. But this game one has been a very sluggish game for both sides. I would say the flow of the game is not bad. We're seeing people crash the boards. We're seeing them push the ball in transition. They're just missing easy shots.
The ones that you would expect them to be scoring, they're just missing. And something interesting, I don't know if you've noticed, they are not taking too many 3-point attempts. Most of it is just under the basket all the time. They're missing the simple shots under the basket.
And we take a look at the team shot chart right there. Again, not too many attempts from beyond the arc, but look at how many attempts, how many red dots they are right underneath the rim.
Yeah, we've pointed that out already. KPA have been missing under the rim all game since the game began. They've only scored maybe 4. From the chart, it's maybe 5 from under the rim. The rest of it has not been going. It's been here, there, neither here or there. It's not been consistent, something that we expect from their team, the players that play for KPA. Most of them, they score those easy baskets. You mentioned it, I've mentioned it, we've seen it all game. Equity, on the other hand, it's the turnovers for them. They just can't seem to calm down when they are arrived on the defense. On the offense, sorry.
You're absolutely right. They are now at 25 turnovers, Equity Hawks. But equally important, they are missing from inside the arc as well. They have attempted more from long distance, but they've only connected on 2 of their attempts.
Yeah.
So they've attempted 10.
They've connected for only 2. That is too many balls giving away. You are giving away too many possessions. You just need to convert at least maybe 3, maybe 4 of those, and they would be in a very commanding lead if they had converted any. Maybe just an extra 2 of those 3-point shots.
So back to the action here. Akinyi to Kiyobe. Kiyobe with the jab and the travel call. And Kiyobe is just not mentally locked into this game.
Yeah. It's just been the case for most players today. We expected better. We expected better from these players because the quality on show is just too good.
The star power that these two teams have, I mean, it's some of the best players in the league between these two teams. Most of the best players in the league.
In the
right
country.
Here, in the country. National team players comprise of Natalie Akinyi, of Velma,
Betty
Kananu, Melissa Akinyi, who else?
Natalie.
Jemima Knight has also played for the national team. So much
Valerie
national team
too
talent.
much quality. Even in the KPA team, there is just too much quality.
Melissa will inbound. Didi face up. Travel call. And just so much frustration for this Hawks team.
It is just the turnovers.
It's just not working. Things are just not working for them. I don't know if it's bad luck. I wouldn't say it's lack of preparation, because I know that both teams have worked really hard to get to this point right here and also preparing for this game. Again, the schedule has been interrupted because of the Chan.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been the kind of flow that you'd want and expected from a playoff. Nonetheless, Mawero, nice finish for her. And Cynthia Mawero has arguably been the most effective player on this floor. She has been very efficient with her attempts.
Played only 4 minutes as well.
7 points for her. And now she's the second leading scorer for KPA.
Wow, impressive. You checked her, and I keep going back to that because when she came in, you said you expect her to deliver on certain occasions. She's done that. Anytime she's come off the bench, she's delivered. No wonder she's got 7 points so far. After playing, 4 minutes? She's been effective.
So just about approaching a minute and a half gone in this fourth quarter. Correction on the scores, it's 40 points Equity Hawks. Akinyi with 9 to shoot. Kimuntu now with the ball, fade away, no good. And Natalie has brought some structure to this KPA offense, but The Dockers are still missing a lot of easy looks at the rim. Nyang'anyi on the drive, tough play from her, manages to draw the foul. And coming off the bench, she is playing with the aggression that every equity player on the floor should have. But we have seen their secondary and third unit really come in to perform. Maureen Nyang'anyi, she comes off the third unit in the bench. Cynthia Mawero, same thing, but they are performing for their teams as she gets that free throw to go. See Dumbia, Kambua exchanging words. Personally, I like it. I like that level of competition on the floor. I like it when people start getting into each other's heads.
Yeah, I think it's just also a mental thing, because if you can get into someone else's head and you get an edge over them, it's advantageous. Then they'll start making mistakes, and when they start making mistakes or try to prove you wrong or right, then you have an advantage over them. That's the way basketball is played. They always say basketball is played in the head before it's played on the floor. If you know what you're doing, you get the advantage. And if you get the advantage, most likely you will win the game, because once you're in someone else's head, they start making mistakes. If they want to prove to you that they can deliver and they can't, then they're just adding to whatever you already know, that you are better than them. And once they start missing, it keeps going into your head, and suddenly you can't play.
So scores right now. Up on the scoreboard is 40 points for Equity Hawks and 38 points for KPA. Kimuntu at the top of the key, handoff to Akinyi. Akinyi now, left-handed drive. Oh, she gets it to drop. And tumbles down. Looks like she's slow to get up. Looks like it's a muscle cramp, actually. As we take a look at that replay, the left side of the court was wide open for her to operate. She gets that one to go. And Equity Hawks clinging to this game, fighting for their lives, despite the numerous missed baskets. As you see, the gym has now filled up. It's a semi-final Saturday here at Nyayo Stadium. Scores are now tied up at 40 points apiece. And as you can see, next game coming up after this, it's going to be Ulinzi against KPA. That's another marquee matchup that you don't want to miss out on. It's 7 minutes, 26 seconds left to go in this game as Melissa Akinyi gets treatment on the floor. We're going to find out her status for the rest of the game in just a moment.
Well, both teams have fouled 3 times this quarter. We do hope Melissa is okay.
So Melissa looks like she's okay. Saw her walking back to the bench. She'll get treatment as the show must go on. Kiyobe kicking out to Mawero. Mawero to Akinyi. Not much time to shoot. Doumbia has to let one go before the buzzer. And she clocks that 3-ball. The tray is good for Alima Doumbia. Equity Hawks have found no answer. So it's going to be KPA Dockers 43 points. They take the 3-point lead as the ball slips out of the hands of Maureen Nyanganyi. A costly turnover for Equity Hawks as that 3 really has changed things for KPA. It could be the change factor that will allow KPA to carry this game to victory. We're about to find out.
Still a long time to go, though.
Still a long time indeed. It's about 6.5 to go in this 4th quarter. Doumbia almost goes down, has to shoot, comes up short. Didn't have the legs to finish that shot. And now Betty Kananu gets it to Nyanganyi. Nyanganyi fires. And that was not necessarily the right attempt for her. They had 16 on the shot clock.
They needed to be a little bit patient, and they weren't.
Kiyobe. Shooting woes continue for her. And KPA visibly upset about that call. It did look like the ball went off Valerie Kamunto's foot. So the correction has been made.
They wanted to kill the official there.
Oh my. What a day it has been for the Dockers and the Hawks. So many reasons to be frustrated.
Yeah, and none of them involves the match officials, you know that. It just involves them missing all the easy baskets, and now the frustration is setting in.
But you know, the referees are always the scapegoats, right?
Yeah, because
unfortunately.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But it's always the same with that.
Alima Doumbia off the mark on that one. And Mawero steps out of bounds, so possession back to Equity Hawks. And Hawks will be trying to even out the score in this possession as they bring the ball up slowly. Betty Kananu almost losing it. Kamunto, she's got one on her, spins, gets that one to go. And Valerie Kamunto, welcome back to the party. She had a quiet second half, 10 points in the first half. And that's her first field goal that we've seen in this second half.
She's looking much more lively now. The game is still tight. As we anticipated, it continues to be the same way.
Mawero with the mid-range jumper. It's good. Cynthia Mawero, the X factor for KPA Dockers. And now Rita Onyango, left-handed finish. Oh my goodness, nice kiss off the glass.
It's opening up now. It's opening up. They're starting to realize we need to start scoring. They were missing quite a bit. Now, suddenly nobody's missing. Everyone
Suddenly,
is
no
scoring.
one's
No
missing.
one's missing. People are scoring now.
So it's back to a 1-point lead for the KPA Dockers. Kemunto almost losing the ball, but managed to get the ball across half court. Rito Onyango back to Kananu. Kananu lines it up, knocks it down. Betty Kananu, clutch tray.
We anticipated that.
I don't know if I anticipated that.
I anticipated that because she was left all alone, and right now it's pressure time. Now, if you cannot handle the pressure, then this is now not your game ball. You need to find someone else who can handle the pressure, because now is when the big players show up. The game is tight.
Let's take another look at that replay. So she feeds the post. Okumu sags off of Betty Kananu. First mistake, and Kananu makes her pay.
Incredible.
Listen, Kananu was not MVP for jokes.
Yeah.
She is a legit player, and it's good to see that, again, both sides have really come late to this semifinals party.
Yeah,
but this fourth quarter is opening up. The energy has shifted. And you remember, I told you, the energy might start to shift after that tray from Doumbia.
Doumbia, yeah, you did. You insisted that the energy must shift for this semi-final. Otherwise, it's just going to be what it was, a slugfest. And now, we finally get the semi-final we were hoping for. No, it's late to the party. Let's see how it turns out now, because it's now it's lively. It's lively.
Samaseku trying to set KPA up. Doumbia fires, comes up short. Ball bounces out of bounds. And you can see her telling her teammates to stay. It's looking like KPA are gonna up the defensive pressure just a bit. Maureen Nyanganyi splits the defense, goes all the way to the cup. Oh my goodness. Nyanganyi, who knew that the answer for Equity Hawks would come out of the third unit, and she is having herself a game.
Probably the youngest player on the team as well.
That's going to be a foul called on Nyanganyi. Maybe the youngest player out of the game, in the game rather, but I would say she has been the X factor for Equity Hawks. We talked about Mawero being the one who locked things, unlocked things for KPA. That's Maureen's role for the Hawks. Doumbia, she thought she had it, she didn't, and now it's a battle for the boards. Kananu manages to secure it, and now picks up the dribble, needs help. Kemunto to the rescue, and here comes Valerie Kemunto.
She should have passed it.
Too short. And
she had the option to pass it.
She had the option to pass it, but she also had a good look at the rim.
Yeah, she did.
And she had the momentum with her, so can't say it wasn't the right decision.
Yeah.
But Melissa Akinyi picks up another personal foul. So it's a 4-point game here, ladies and gentlemen. Rita Onyango with the steal. Oh, that was a dangerous pass. Kemunto manages to keep things alive for Hawks. Almost loses the ball. Now we have the push on Doumbia.
Melissa was fast on the scene because Nyanganyi had found herself on the KPA bench and it was getting all messy. She was fast on the scene.
Melissa Akinyi, first responder, getting her teammate up on her feet. And I am loving the energy shift that has taken place in this final quarter of the game.
Well, very few minutes left to play.
We have another timeout on the floor. Again, a 4-point lead for the Equity Hawks.
And you know something interesting? The last time Equity beat the Dockers here in Nairobi was because of the same mistakes that right now KPA are making, which is picking up fouls later on and then allowing the game to be so close that Equity can just manage it. What has happened to the Hawks today? They've done what they do best, and that's to make it a slugfest. Had they allowed it to become an open game and everyone can enjoy themselves, sometimes it doesn't work correctly. I've noticed that for so many teams. When you're playing a team that you feel is a bit better than you, the only way to get an advantage is to have a slugfest. Slow it down. Make it boring. Make it not interesting at all to be there. But right now, it's starting to turn out to be interesting simply because now the scores are close and the time is running out. The pressure is on KPA right now. Can they rise to the occasion? Let's find out, because I'm curious to see what they come up with.
Credit to Equity Hawks. Like you said, they stuck with it. And that comes with a wealth of experience. Even if things are not working out for you, you've got to do the right things. And Kimunto loses her footing, so they're going to be another turnover there. Semaseku brings the ball up. Doumbia splits the defense with the teardrop. Beautiful play, but it's not going to get there.
Well, she's been carrying the team.
She has indeed been carrying the team. Again, you see KPA turning up the heat defensively. Great pass from Kimunto. Find Akinyi. Akinyi goes all the way. No. Rita trying to clean up the mess. Taps it out to Akinyi, and now another turnover as Kyobe too strong on the glass. But she earns a trip to the free throw line. And I saw Melissa limping on the court there. I think it might be prudent from Coach Ben to give her a substitution. Make sure that all bodies on the floor are healthy. I know he wants to go to his veteran players.
Well,
but you can see that Agneta Kambua is getting ready to head out onto the floor as Kyobe misses the second free throw, but KPA maintained the possession. Kyobe from downtown. Oh, Kyobe cannot make a bucket. Must be so frustrating for her. And now Akinyi slows things down for the Hawks. Maureen Nyanganyi kicks it out to Betty Kananu. Betty Kananu, she's usually very clutch from that corner three. Melissa Akinyi from downtown.
And she's limping.
And she's limping.
She's limping.
And you can see just how important that three-point shot was for Equity Hawks, and especially for Melissa Akinyi, who has struggled from beyond the arc.
Yeah, she's...
As we take a look at that replay, Betty uncharacteristically missing the three-point attempt. Akinyi,
and then bang,
finds the bottom of the net and injects so much energy to her team.
Well, it's no longer now close. It started to look like it's not close, but it is. We still do have some time. 1 minute 33 seconds, I believe.
Yep, just about a minute and a half to go in this game. And Equity are in the lead with 52 points to KPA's 48.
.46, I believe.
Correction, it is a 46. So the scores are 52 to 46. A minute and a half to go in this game. Akinyi swinging the ball. Kick out, find Akinyi in the corner. Corner 2 is good. Corner 3 is good.
Where were these players the whole game?
Oh my goodness. And now it's a full court press. Akinyi with the steal. Kyobe with the drive, and they find Doumbia from the wing. No! Melissa Akinyi, long pass to Maureen Nyanganyi. Nyanganyi almost loses it. Kemonto fighting to keep things alive. And just like you said, Clay, where was this energy 2 quarters ago?
Yeah,
1 quarter
because
ago?
it felt like it just wasn't clicking. It felt like both teams were not happy to be on court. It felt like there was a lack of energy the way you had pointed it all out. It's just not been the kind of game that someone wants to watch until you get to the 4th quarter and then you suddenly realize, wow, I like to watch this game.
So the correct scores are now up on your screen. Equity Hawks at 52, KPA Dockers at 49 points. And it is 55 seconds left on the clock. We got a couple of free throws coming up as the fans debunk and discuss what madness is happening on the floor right now.
Slightly, I don't think I would have bet on it that the scoreline would have gone to 52-49 at halftime. I would have thought it would have ended at probably 40-30, 40-41, you know. But right now, they are all lively. There is energy.
What started as a very low-scoring game. Almost no points, virtually no points scored in the 3rd quarter. And now this 4th has exploded as Semaseku misses the 2nd free throw. Melissa manages to maintain the possession. Equity Hawks moving the ball so well. Rito Onyango with the finish. And Equity Hawks starting to smell blood in the water. 30 seconds left on the clock. KPA Dockers under pressure. Semaseku, ball in her hands for so long. Kyobe off balance, too strong off the glass. And Equity Hawks in the driver's seat. Rita Onyango, she was wide open, couldn't get a handle on the ball. And now Betty Kananu fires. Not gonna get there, but Equity Hawks might have done just enough to close out this game. 3 seconds left. No need to block Semaseku. That's game, ladies and gentlemen. Overcoming a terrible field goal percentage, overcoming turnover after turnover. Equity Hawks stuck to it. Nothing was working for them, but they kept on doing what they needed to do. They kept on attempting, and they walk away with the victory, 54 to 50 points.
Yeah, definitely. They've stuck to it. We said the game wasn't the best to watch for some time, but then it lit up with a few minutes to play. It's been fantastic. The 4th quarter, the players stood up to each other. However, it still wasn't enough for KPA to overcome all the misses that they had during the game. But Equity managed to just edge it a little bit, and that's what we thought would happen eventually.
You know, according to me, Claytus, this game really came down to the intangibles. It's very, very difficult to get a win when you have a game like this because it's just bad luck.
Yeah.
You're taking the right shots, you're making the right decisions, but you're just not executing the way you should. And it came down to the intangibles. It came down to the players who don't get a lot of playing time to come to the fore and get things done. And for me, the woman of this game is Maureen Nyanganyi.
Yeah, definitely. But I will also go with Cynthia Mawero for KPA. You saw when she left the floor, then suddenly KPA went back to not scoring. Maureen Nyanganyi stayed on the floor and made the biggest difference going forward. But Melissa as well, she was limping when she got that shot away. A shot that extended the lead to ensure that they're in a better position to claim the victory.
Absolutely. We do have to recognize Melissa's efforts, her mental strength. She went down hard. We saw in that possession she was getting muscle cramps, but then now she was still pushing. She goes out. Betty misses the three-point attempt. She's at the wing. She's not hit a single shot from beyond the arc the entire game.
It's true.
And then gets that one to go.
Yeah, it is absolutely. That's why they always say, when the game is winding down, don't allow someone who you know can take a shot to take it, even if they've been having a bad day.
And that's this testament also to Coach Ben's trust in his team's ability, and especially on his core unit, making sure that Melissa stays. I actually said I think she should get off the floor.
Yeah, you did.
Coach Ben kept her on there. Coach Ben kept Betty on there. He kept Nyanganyi on the floor because he recognized that she is moving well and that her contribution to the game was extremely valuable. So as we take a look at some of these replays here, if Nyanganyi was the woman of the game for Hawks, Doumbia was the woman of the game. Period.
Yeah, that's true.
She carried KPA on the offensive end and did an extremely great job. 22 points for her. 7 of those points came from the free throw line. She was driving and drawing the foul, and it reached a point where, like you said, she was either going to make the basket or make a foul and a basket.
Yes, it was a choice. It was choice for the Hawks to make, whether they're going to foul her or allow her to still get the basket and get fouled. And that's what has happened in this game. But let's not forget what we've seen before this fourth quarter later. Really, I think we need to think about that as well. I didn't think it was a good game because there were so many misses and we kept talking about the misses. And then suddenly, with 5 minutes to go, suddenly no team is missing. They are all scoring. Then it came back to those fine margins. The way you've just said, it's the fine margins. Either of these teams could have won this game.
It was true. The game really became unlocked in the fourth quarter. But speaking of unlocking, Cynthia Mawero, with just 17 minutes of play, led scoring 9 points right after Alima Doumbia. So an outstanding effort from her. But the show must go on. And go on it will. So coming up next is going to be Ulinzi taking on KPA. We'll have that action for you in just a moment. We're going to take a very brief break, and then we'll be right back.